So I finally made it back down to the greenhouse, and I want to show you guys these cute little pots I got today. And I have been rooting some succulents. They were from some pups that I propagated from one of my curly echeverias, so let's go check it out. So I bought these pots today for like $5 each, which I thought they were super cute. They've got like a drainage hole in the bottom of them. And this one right here is a clay pot, and it is pretty cute too. It's got a little pattern in it, and it's like a taupe color. So this was the mama plant, and I took a bunch of cuttings off her, and she's actually very happy that I did that because she's fixing to bloom. And I've had her under my LED grow lights, and she's real happy, so I'm just gonna keep her there until she gets blooming or whatever. So this is one of her babies, and I think I'm gonna make an arrangement tomorrow in both of those pots, and maybe I'll sell them. I like to sell plants to people locally. They like to come and pick them up. So I've got all these right here, that one, and they rooted pretty quickly, probably in a couple weeks. So I'll probably come in the morning and do that while it's still cool, and we'll work on that project together. So I'm not sure what the weather's supposed to be tonight, but boy, that has been some crazy weather today, and it's cleared up. And I don't know if y'all can hear it, but the jar flies have arrived, and they can get really loud here in East Tennessee. Usually this time of night after dinner they come out, but everything got watered today. I don't have to do that. One less thing I had to do because the Lord watered everything. The garden is probably full of cucumbers, and I meant to go down there and get them today, but I didn't. So we'll go down there tomorrow and see how many are down there. I hope they're not like gigantic, because I like to make pickles with the smaller ones. And that's my fault. I really need to go down there and check them, but I don't know. Maybe I should, because it's not hot right now. Let me see if I can find a bucket and we'll go do that. All right, let's trample through this mud and get these cucumbers. I don't normally wear flip-flops in the garden. I did not want to go back and get my socks and boots and all that, so whatever. Ooh. Got one. I think this time I'm going to actually water bath these pickles, because if I don't, then they'll only last like 2 weeks to a month in the refrigerator. And that's really just a waste. I'm out of breath picking them. My onions are getting pretty big too. My little wild daisies, aren't they cute? I still don't see any red tomatoes yet, but surely, y'all, it can't be too much longer. A lot of people prune their tomatoes, but I don't. And I'm sure either way would be fine. I've just never seen the need to do it, because why the extra work when I always get so many tomatoes? I never have any issues with them. I did have a little blossom end rot at the first of the season last year, but it cleared up on its own. I didn't even do anything to correct it. And I think it was just because we had like a really heavy rainy spell. And I never prune, I never take the suckers off or anything like that. I see some people's tomatoes plants and there's just like no leaves. It just looks so unnatural to me. Oh wow, I just noticed the corn. It's taller than me. Literally, it was not like that yesterday. All right, check out the corn. Like literally, that's taller than me. And it was probably like, it's probably grown a foot. I'm serious. That one's even taller. Pretty cool. Good morning, good Saturday morning. Happy 1st of July. Hope you guys are having a great day where you all are at. It is going to be a hot one here in East Tennessee, another humid day. We're not raining. There may be a few pop-up storms. I don't know, but I thought I'd get down here before it got super hot. I showed you guys yesterday these cute pots that I bought, and I thought I'd make some really cute little planters out of these, and we'll see how they turn out. All right, so I'm going to leave my vent fan on because it is going to get pretty hot in here if I turn it off. We are right at 85 degrees, and it will get super hot if I turn it off. But I did purchase a microphone that I can wear in here. Hopefully you guys can hear me better without all this background noise going on, and then just to use it in other areas too, where every time I was turning my head, you guys couldn't hear things I was saying. So tell me if it sounds better. What do y'all think? Basically, this is just river sand and potting soil. And sometimes I do like a 50-50 mixture, or not quite as much sand as that. I'll do like a maybe 60-40. But what you kind of want to do is when you wet it, you want to be able to clump it in your hand, and it doesn't stay in completely like a ball, but it'll break up a little bit. And there are actually a lot of mixtures for succulents. You can get on the internet and Google all kinds of different ratios. I've actually got a page on my Facebook page that does give some different ones if you want to use some different types of mediums. But I find this easy because I always have these two, and that's just what I use. Now, my pot has a drainage hole. If you don't have a drainage hole, that is fine as well. You just have to be really careful with watering. And when I say that, say you have a pot this size and you're going to water your succulents without a drainage hole, you want to wait until the soil is completely dried up. And I use a water meter. I find it really easy to stick down into the soil because a lot of times I have like a top dressing of rocks and things like that. So what you want to do is fill it up with water about half of what the container would hold. And that's how much you water every time the soil dries out completely. That is the method I've always used for stuff that does not have a drainage hole. So that is different for every size pot that you're going to water. Now, a lot of times I will go ahead and put in a coffee filter in the bottom of these pots. And that way, whenever you remove the drainage hole and you're watering, that you don't lose all the sand mixture out of the bottom. So that is just how I've always done it. Now, some people would put rocks in the bottom of this, and that would be fine too. That would be less soil you would have to put in there. Plus, it would give the water somewhere to go to drain. And also a less risk for waterlogging some of the roots of the succulents. Now, that is one thing they do not like to do, is sit in water. They will rot very quickly. That is one of the quickest ways to kill a succulent that I have found. If you keep succulents in a smaller pot, they will stay small. If you take them out and put them in a bigger pot, they will grow to accommodate the size of the pot. So succulents are pretty cool in that way, because if you like little cute pots, just keep them in that. If you want them to grow a little bit bigger, move them on to something else. Now, I think I'm going to top dress this just because I'm going to offer this for sale, and I think that would be really cute. So I actually decided to put a couple of my California Sunset succulents. They are a orangey color, and I think they will complement this bluish echeveria. And they also kind of trail out, so I think that's going to look good. I'm going to go get some top dressing to put in here. I think I'm going to use some pea gravel, and I think that would be really pretty. Now, there are benefits to putting rocks on top of the soil, and that is keeping bugs out and also keeping the bottom leaves dry from the soil. All right, final product. I love it. It looks so cute. This would work inside the house too as a house plant near a really brightly lit window, or outside for the summer. Work perfect. And you could bring it inside, and if you don't have a really well lit place, you could put it under a cute grow light. All right, so I'm working on the next pot. I'm going to use 3 more of these echeveria topsy-turvies. I've got to put a little bit more potting soil in here. Now, make sure whenever you do a planter like this that you put the same type of succulents in the planter. Some succulents are more shade-loving, some are winter dormant, some are summer dormant, so kind of look into that. And a lot of these, like echeverias, they do like the sun and they don't like cold weather. So kind of pair them up together if you can. This is going to be even more beautiful when it fills in.